Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with episode
live
1.
from Studio Something out in the
Yes.
plains of the United States of America.
Yeah, live from the Red Hills in southern Kansas. This is Streamer
Some
Studio.
undisclosed bunker location in South Dakota.
Yeah, this is Streamer Studio, where we occasionally talk. Well, occasionally, that's what we're here for. We're here to talk about all things to do with streaming video games and other sundry nerdery stuff. I am Woofpickle. My co-host, who is
Coffee and Corgi. Sorry, we're still trying to work out how we sync up over Skype and whatnot. So
we're still trying to figure it out. On the docket for the day is stuff. Where'd my notes go?
I have it. We're going to be talking. We're going to start off with PAX stuff because that just finished up this week in Seattle. PAX and Twitch streams, parties, hosts, events, things that were going on, just all sorts of stuff that we missed out on.
Yeah, because we have real jobs, real life.
And I had vet bills and other things happening. From there, we will go on to the Amazon acquisition of Twitch and what that might hold for the future. And we will round it out with a brief discussion about the YouTube fan funding option that has just recently been implemented. So that's what's on the docket for tonight. And then the second half of the show is going to be us getting into... Can I spoil it? Are we allowed to spoil?
Yeah, spoil it. Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to be playing Portal 2 co-op. And I'm gonna be the derpy funny one. He's got all the brains over there. I have to remember which way I'm pointing.
Anyone who's watched my streams the past couple nights knows that's not true.
Oh, this will be fun then. This will be tons of fun.
It's like I hit this barrier and it's like, oh, this is actually hard.
I can't think past this level of I've never done Sudoku this high.
Yeah. That's it exactly.
Yep. Okay. So, PAX. PAX was a thing. PAX Prime in Seattle. I did not realize that it was a 4-day weekend.
I didn't.
I thought it was going to be a 3-day or like East.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was only 3 days. I thought didn't know it was going to be on a 4-day weekend. And everybody seems to have really liked that it was on a 4-day weekend.
It's been working out well over the Labor Day weekend, giving that extra day for people to stay and hang out.
Yeah. Overall, I think that it turned out rather well.
There were a lot of streams going on. A lot. But maybe I didn't realize there was that many because I attended East this year in April. And of course, I wasn't sitting at my desk watching it. But everything from, they had two live stream main hall events, 2 other hall events. They were showing off all sorts of games. And then there was, of course, if anyone paid attention to their Twitter feed, when the entirety of Twitch Entertainment like almost went into a drought state because everyone was in Seattle.
Well, it wasn't
everyone
just
was like
Twitch.
paying attention to Twitter.
It was every place. Twitch, YouTube. I think even Hitbox didn't have very good numbers. So I mean, oh darn, the site that no one uses had bad numbers. But you know, it was just kind of an entertainment drought for that entire period.
Mm-hmm. Some people took the opportunity to do stuff. There were even some of the big Twitch names promoting like small channels and whatnot. I know that one of my favorite things to watch during the entirety of Twitch was probably the Jackass podcast hosted by Jack LaFear. I don't know. Did you watch that too?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know it was happening.
Oh yeah, they must have rented out a house for the weekend, or it might have been someone's place. I think it was more like they rented a house, and there had to have been at least 20 casters or more in that house. And apparently, I think it was Dan's Gaming and Jesus ordered 30 pizzas for everybody.
Jeez.
If you don't know what I mean by Jesus, you'll just have to go to Dan's Gaming Twitter feed, and it's him and Jesus kind of doing the pose, and then like, behold, all this pizza. GQ had to throw out like 8 of them by the end. There was like eight of them left over. But they rotated in Twitch casters, and everyone sat down for the podcast, and they were taking viewer questions, and they were just shooting the shit. And Apparently, Cody Hargreaves need man versus game in the head by accident. That was a thing. He felt really bad about it. Really, really bad. But that to me, I think, sure, there's like game demos and what was the one game demo that I watched that was pretty cool? Deep Under the Sky. It is a gloriously beautiful game. The premise is that you play this little octopus. I know this is gonna sound like a really weird, like bad acid trip, but you play as a squid atop of a space whale, but it doesn't look anything like a whale. It looks like a whole bunch of coral, and your job is to go out and populate these little planets or these different space whales. And think of it like Angry Birds meets Flying a little bit. If you probably know what Angry Birds is, you might not know what Flying is. It's the art style is the most beautiful thing I have ever in my life seen. I could just look at stills of that. They're intricate, and I can't believe that as much art as they put into the motion and each different moving element, that the game doesn't lag. Couldn't believe it. Deep Under the Sky. I think that's what the title was. And things get harder. You end up running into parasites. You end up running into blockades, things that kill you very easily. And it's like a level completion. You have to populate so many spots before you can move on. I don't know if there's much of a story to it, but it's beautiful. Twitch chat didn't think so. Twitch chat was filled with nothing but sperm jokes. And that kind of ruined the moment for me. But I just like, nope, the chat box is over there. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm just going to listen. Because this husband and wife team that made this game took a vacation to Panama. And for like 4 months. And we're just looking around. They ended up taking a deep sea, or not deep sea, but like a diving tour. There's this one specific spot in the ocean where if you go out there and you literally like just wave your hand through the water, you can see all these trails of a like phosphorescent critters. Photo, just like waves. Like if you see like vapor trails, it would just activate. I'm like, now I need to go there. Just experience that. And I really like indie games, especially artsy, cool, imaginative. You don't have to understand it. It just looks pretty and just soak it in. I love those. So that was one video that I saw that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Apart from that, it was what else were they expoing? Brain fart. Golly, I'm so prepared. I think they had what was the one with wasn't Evolve, it was Nosgoth? I think they demoed Nosgoth again. If I can remember right. That was one where it's like vampires versus the vampire hunters. And things like there's a class that throws alchemy bottles as weapons, and then of course there's the melee person with the typical arsenal, silver blades and potions and other stuff. So that one I might have to play. That one might have to be on my play radar. And then of course on Twitter, all of the I have to give props. I have to give this right now. I know he'll probably never come by and see this, but this was talked about in the hotel room at PAX East when I was there with Elegy of Games and Inexpensive Gamer. Did I say Elegy of Raids or Elegy of Games? Elegy of Games and Inexpensive Gamer, those two. Came up with an idea for PAX East called Whose Butt Is It Anyway? And they would take, I'm not even joking, this was the thing. I don't know who came up with it, if it was me. So anyway, I was so happy to see this be a thing where you would get this close-up shot of someone's butt, and then you would get the person. It was like the reveals, like, whose butt is it anyway? And people on Twitter were just like guessing, just the weirdest stuff. Like, it's Thundercast's butt, it's Sea Lady's butt, it's Trav's butt. I only figured out one butt only because I knew it was LG's wristband, that he's always got his metal chainmail band. It's like, one of them's at least LG. There was like a duo of butts, but I could tell one of them was LG. I couldn't figure out who the other one was. But boys, you made me proud. You made that a thing for PAX Prime. Hashtag whose butt is it anyway? So if anyone wants something to go do tonight after the cast, go look up that one on Twitter. So it looked like it was a fun time, and I feel like I missed out on like the best party of the year, but oh well.
Yeah, it sounds like there were some other events that went on that were pretty good too, like the Twitch streams where Twitch, I guess they did another one of their how to grow your audience streams, or it was either a stream or a panel or a stream that was a panel or something like that.
Probably a stream that was a panel.
Yeah, or a panel that was a stream.
Mm-hmm.
But I think things like that are really good, especially when you're dealing with how to get an audience outside of Twitch to come in, how to get people to come into your channel.
Yeah, because that's always the hardest part. You can, co-collaborate and, send shout outs to anybody that you want to on Twitch. Well, anybody on Twitch can just like look up your name or look up a game and find you. It's growing that audience outside, getting the new folks to come in and or sending people over on raids, because raids have kind of like been the de facto way to send people over to other channels to get new viewers and possibly new followers and new subscribers. But expanding the market outside of Twitch is probably the best bet. And I don't know if they had one of those panels at PAX East. I was looking through. I know there was the how to format your own podcast and like tips and tricks to make your podcast be successful. It's part of the reason why I wanted to do this, because like, darn it, I went to the panel. I better go put it to use.
Well, and there's nothing that beats experience. I mean, that's the more you do it, the better you are at it. So
it is one of those things where you can get a book that's like this thick on podcast, technical stuff, and whatever else. But unless you've got personality synergy, sticking to a format and learning how to basically get around or get through conflict of ideas while the podcast is going, that's all stuff you're just going to have to learn on the fly anyway.
You're going to have to figure it out while you're doing it. I mean, there's just no... Well, in figuring out how to take turns to talk. I mean, either one of us could talk about one subject for the next 5 hours, and if the other person, if you never take the cue that the other person wants to talk, it's just gonna keep going.
Right. You have to learn how to just interweave that traffic. You know how like all that merging traffic, like you've got like a bazillion cars coming back from the 4th of July parade on the main road in town, but there's a little old lady who needs to merge in and go to the grocery store. She didn't go see the parade, but she needs to get her milk for the day. And so you got to learn how to be polite, stop a bit, let them through. And so you just kind of do one of those. I'm the queen of analogies. I'm just going to admit it right now. It's like everything. This is why I'd be a horrible teacher, because my classes would take twice as long. Because I would put an analogy or some sort of story behind everything. So, but I don't know. Are you planning on going to any PAX events at all in the future? Do you think?
I don't know. I'd like to go. I'd like it a lot better if they'd ask me to go.
It's like, I just need somebody to pay for my pass and my plane ticket out there and my hotel. Thanks. Yeah,
the thing is that the passes, I mean, they're not horribly expensive, but the problem is that they sell out so fast.
Oh, I know.
Like Prime sold out in like 30 minutes.
Like entirely. We're not talking just
not just
not
just the 4-day passes. We're talking all of them. And exhibitor passes, and I mean everything. Even press passes. I mean, it was just gone. You did not get in. So unless they ask you to go, you either need to be within the first 5 minutes of it going live, or you're SOL.
You are pretty much, because they have a queue system online. They've somehow internally on their end figure out who's first. And I think the only way that I was able to get PAX East tickets was I just happened to have that Friday off, and they went on sale, and me and 2 other guys were sitting there just waiting, and at the same time we're also looking for the hotel space, because they also had that group site set up as like, here's all the hotels being sponsored or being listed with PAX for this particular event. So the hotel, ouch man, the hotel prices, holy cow. So go with a group. I work in the hotel industry, and I can tell you right now that I hate it when people sneak extra guests into their room. Like, oh, I'm only declaring one person.
Sure you are.
Sneak 3 other people in when I'm not looking. I hate that, because normally it will go up a set amount after the first 2 adults, or even 1 adult, depending on the hotel policy. So I can only imagine how how mad housekeeping was, how mad the general managers are about all that lost revenue. But it's like, look, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take advantage of it
Yeah.
because those hotels are pricey. Like
Well, they
we were
probably
out at the
have to be.
airport.
I
Yeah.
mean, on top of, natural supply and demand, they probably have to be for the stuff that gets broken during that time. Because, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you think
Yep.
about how passionate nerds get, and then you
Yeah.
stick them in close quarters all day, and then they have to sleep in close quarters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sleeping part's not so bad, but definitely if they spill soda, the food, if they're
Yeah.
real dumb and decide to eat pizza on a white linen bed top, it's like, I just want to be like the mama for everybody. It's like, look, kids, have your pizza over on the desk. Here's some
Yeah.
plates. Don't eat on the bed, eat on the floor, something. It's
Yeah.
just, I was just, but then I'm such a hypocrite when I go on these trips and I do
Yeah.
that shit.
Do
It's
the
just like,
same
oh,
thing
God.
because there's no place else to sit.
No, there's not. There's not. I mean, even in
You're
my
either
hotel room, we had 2 queen size beds and a Shea lounger and 4 people in the room.
yeah.
Well, poor inexpensive gamer. He's such the nice Canadian that he's like, no, I'll sleep on the floor 3 nights in a row. It's like, look, we'll rotate out. I'll sleep on the floor. LG can have the
Yeah.
bed. Whatever Will can hang over on, something. It's like, no, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Nope.
That's okay because he went out and partied at the Twitch players, the
It
Twitch
was
caster house in Boston.
probably best that he didn't sleep on a bed.
Yeah. Maybe no, he was fine. If it's anything like drinking, no, he's dry. He's totally dry. And I completely respect him for that. But he was so tired at the end of the day. Even the floor was comfortable. He was just like, I need
Yeah.
someplace horizontal to go. I'll be fine.
There were a
If it's
lot of people
horizontal,
like
I don't
that.
even need a pillow. I have my arms. And it's a good thing that I like when I got out of bed, I like looked to like see if there's like anybody. So
Make
I
sure you
don't
didn't
step on
step
anyone
on
in the
him.
morning. Mm-hmm. So
I-
so PAX, yeah. I don't know if I'll go to East, but I definitely want to try and hit up Prime next year. For sure.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
believe next up we have the Amazon acquisition of Twitch.
Big news last week.
Yeah, that
Big
was
news, like 3
big
days
thing.
before the kickoff of PAX.
Yeah, and it was just like surprise.
I think the biggest surprise was everyone was cool with it.
Yeah, because I figured somebody'd be mad. But really nobody has anything bad to say about being acquired by Amazon. Which
Nope, I think
I'm okay
that's a great thing because I think so many people already trust Amazon for their computer parts purchases or digital games downloads.
Yeah.
Um,
And now
it's
you're going to be having a huge advertising base just instantly because here's my stream and now we're going to run an ad and well that ad's supplied by Amazon. Well, you click through that and well now you've already got Prime, so you're probably already a Turbo member.
that was something that I talked about my husband with. It's like, so what is this going to mean for Prime memberships? Are they going to get any kind of Twitch perks, or more? Is it going to be Twitch people who have Turbo who are also Prime members? Do they get anything
That'd be nice.
out of this? That would be an interesting crossover. I don't know how they'd work it though.
I could see maybe getting a small discount if you were a Turbo member on your Prime stuff because they already have a markup figured in there for advertising. That's how they do the Amazon affiliate program.
Yeah.
They've already got X amount of markup already figured in so that they can just do whatever with it.
Yeah. So, and as far as, I don't know if this will mean anything for server connectivity, uptimes, expansion, infrastructure, maybe on the Twitch end could help out a bit. But yeah, that affiliate program, for some people, that's kind of hard to maintain because you got to have a certain number of constant purchases within a certain time period or it goes inactive.
I think it's within 90 days you have to have at least like 1 or 2. I forget.
So it's not that bad. Okay.
It's not horrible, but like if you don't have an established audience or your audience isn't used to you pushing stuff. I mean, if they're not used to you saying, hey, go buy this thing, or this is what I use, you should probably go buy it too, they might get a little irritable about it.
Oh, that
I mean,
would be a
that's
good way though if you really wanted to have an affordable wish list. Like
yeah,
I can imagine that around Christmas time, the affiliate program probably pays off. Um,
yeah.
and I would imagine that you can when you click that, it's anything that you purchase on Amazon, I
It
think.
it's anything for as long as the cookie lasts. I
Mm.
think Destiny was talking about it not too long ago, and he said that the cookie lasts for like 3 days. So if somebody
Oh,
clicks through into that, and then 3 days later they say, "Well, I want to go buy my normal stuff off Amazon," that cookie's still there.
oh, I see. So
So
it's not just once while the window's active.
yeah, no, it's
Ah,
as long as the cookie's on your computer.
okay. Interesting.
So I mean,
Did
you
not know
figure,
that.
okay, they didn't buy my $20 mouse. 3 days later, they buy $1,000 in books and groceries.
Yeah.
I'd take a
And
kickback off of that.
right, and they're between 4 and 8%, whatever,
Yeah,
those categories fall into. Why
yeah. It's
not?
like, yeah, I'd go for that, 100%.
Yep,
Let's go for it.
absolutely. Um,
It'd be nice if partners were pre-qualified for it.
oh,
That
that
way
would
they didn't
be.
always have to re-up and maintain it and make sure that it's always current. Just if you're
Hmm.
pre-qualified because you're a Twitch partner. Because
That
that way Amazon can already check then, okay, you're partnered, you have X amount of subscriptions, you have X amount of followers, you get X amount of views, okay, you're pre-qualified.
mhm.
That'd be a good deal in my opinion. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's purely speculation at this point, but
Hey, Amazon, if you're listening, if
yeah,
you're taking suggestions for your little
if you,
suggestion box at the front office door, we got one. We got
yeah,
one
we
for
got
you.
one. That'd be good. We got
This
one.
could work. It'd be a sort of easy integration, maybe question mark.
It might be.
I don't know. Now I'm thinking about what I have on my wish list, and it's all Monster Energy drinks and weird shit for my crafting, for all
Yeah,
my crochet,
all of it.
like bags and organization and ball spinners and just weird stuff. But lots of
Yeah.
Monster Energy, lots of flavors of Monster Energy drink.
There was a
I
new
still cannot find the Irish coffee anywhere in my area. I know they still make it, but I can't find it in my area.
they
I
just
want it.
released a new one. It's supposed to be 7-Eleven exclusive. It's called Absolutely Zero.
I thought they already had the Absolute Zero,
They had Absolute
the
Zero,
Ultra Zero. Yeah, they had. Oh, they had Absolute Zero.
and this one is Absolutely. So it's like I'm pretty sure it's the same exact flavor, but they just changed the name.
Huh.
But I haven't tried it yet because I live in southwestern Kansas and 7-Elevens don't exist here.
Yeah, we used to have one of those here, and then it changed to the craziest, funniest name that no one could ever let it down. It changed to a Come and Go.
Yeah, that's almost like a loafing jam.
KUM.
Yeah,
KUM.
yeah,
But every time we drove by in high school, it went, and it was
yeah,
just.
yeah,
Well, I'll have to
yeah.
see if I can maybe find that one. I know that when I went out to visit Mind Flame at the end of July, I happened to stop at a convenience store and they had the coffee flavored Muscle Monster. Oh, keep me away from those things. Holy cow, were they good? Oh my gosh. They were like the best thing I've ever had. The Java Monster's kind of pale in comparison because this is basically one of those protein shakes that's coffee flavored. Oh, it's just, oh, I loved it. I loved it. Monster, if you're looking for another sponsor,
Yeah,
me. I want a Monster fridge in the back. That would
I
be
don't
kind
know
of nice.
about being sponsored. I mean, I'd be okay with getting a monster fridge. I'd be okay
Yeah.
with that. I almost got one because the quick shop here in town, theirs busted. But
Oh,
they it had other problems besides having being just busted.
mm-hmm.
And
Thermostat control, probably
yeah,
a
well,
refrigeration problem.
everything was gone. It
Oh,
was it was probably I'd say maybe 15 years old. Yeah. It was like one of the first
yikes.
branded monster fridges out here.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, do I want that? It's a little big. Doesn't have any of the neat lights.
Mm.
I decided not to go dumpster diving for it. Wasn't worth it.
Should just start up like a donation program just
Yeah,
for, just like, fund me a Monster fridge.
yeah.
Oh,
be like,
speaking of, that transitions great into the third topic we had. The YouTube
yes,
fan funding button.
yes,
YouTube
YouTube
fan
fan
funding is
fun.
now live and you can
It
donate
is
to
in
your channel.
beta. It's
It's
in
in
beta
beta. Oh,
still,
it's in beta right now. Okay.
but you can apply. It's an open beta, so you can apply to get in.
Okay.
That's what's different. Now, I did some looking because one of the big things that people didn't like about it was that you had to have a valid business address and that it would show when people donate.
Yeah, that had me for some cause of concern just because
But
of the current mentality of
I went
the
and,
internet in general.
yes, I went and looked just to, just to make sure.
Hmm.
And what I came up with was here on, I brought it up on stream. It's in a Google support doc, and it says straight up that you may uncheck use legal business information, name, contract, and a contact and address, and enter YouTube LLC 901 Cherry Avenue, all that as a secondary address. That way,
Huh.
your information isn't shown, because I know that was a big thing when they announced it a couple of days ago,
Hmm.
and people were really, I don't want to, I wouldn't want to have a tip jar where people could just pay $1 and then they get my business address. No,
Right.
thank you.
That's
That'd be
no way.
bad because I could
So
see SWAT beating in my door and saying, "Hands up, we hear you have a hostage situation." I don't need that.
we don't need any more of the ghost phantoms or Cooter SWAT wade.
Yeah,
Right. SWAT wades.
SWAT
No.
waits.
SWAT
We
wades.
don't need any of that. That stuff is
Mm-mm.
bad anyways, and it's been happening for a lot longer than that, than the stuff
Yeah.
this past week. So like, guys, shape up. Shape up. Be real
Time to
people.
start being a bunch of
Yeah.
buttholes. It's like the image of gamers needs to. But anyway, going
Yeah.
back to the
Yeah.
donation thing.
Back to the donation thing before we get doxxed on our own. We don't need that.
mm,
Uh,
when I was looking at it, my first thought that came to mind was if we bring it on back into Twitch, somebody independently created their own sort of like this.
and by
And use
somebody you mean Mindflame?
maybe. Yeah, the bucket site, which was
The
great
bucket.
because not only could you give donations, the donations and comments would pop up in real
Yeah,
time
in real time.
on the broadcast. Plus, you could get the instant download or instant, basically
Whatever the
instant
reward
stuff.
was.
Yeah, whatever the
that
reward
tier
was. Yep. So, but yeah, but that didn't give any kind of personal information out to the person donating. It was more like
It did
basically a
on the
PayPal
PayPal
note.
side. On the
Yeah, on the
PayPal side,
PayPal
it would
side.
bring up his address or his
Yeah,
business address. I
it
think
was
a PO
the
box.
PO box.
Yeah,
If I remember,
which
yeah,
I'd
it
be
was,
okay with using a PO box. That'd
yeah,
be great. The PO box is 15 miles away. I don't care.
yeah. You can SWAT raid that all you want.
Yeah, swat that
Uh,
all you want. I don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
you might piss off some federal government employees.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and
that
then you'll
showtime's looking to
really
go
have
down.
problems. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, I think the bucket was really well put together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to
So
see either more of it or more like it.
yes, I'm hoping that it does eventually get put out. I mean, that was his plans
Yeah.
for it anyway, was
Yeah,
to
to license it.
and then give it out to streamers
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. Something else that I thought was interesting, which is kind of related to this. Amazon has their own tip jar system.
Do they?
Yeah, through Amazon Payments. It's what the Humble Bundle uses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my thought was, and this kind of ties them both together, is I could see Twitch having an Amazon Payments button.
Oh, that would be a good integration.
I mean, that'd be huge because almost everybody has Prime already.
Yeah. Well,
So I mean,
except for me because I'm cheap.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not buying a lot of stuff off Amazon, there's no sense in having it.
Yeah. I barely make above a living wage on my own, so
Yeah.
so anything that I get is going to be
Yeah.
I have to saved up for a while. So
Yeah.
my purchases are few and far between. Like the mic, this is Mindflame's old mic.
Yeah. That's the same kind of mic that Jesse Cox used to use, isn't it?
I think so.
I think
Before
it is.
he went to something else. I don't know what he's using now.
Yeah, before he dropped like $4,000 on his current setup.
God, I wish I had that. Of course, if I spent $4,000 on stuff, it'd be on lighting, blue screen, and
computer,
a personal maid.
Yeah,
to just clean.
It's like I've got a list of stuff if I had that kind of money. But the thing
don't
is,
want to see what the room looks like.
Yeah, but he works his ass off for that money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he should melt down that big belt that he won. There was a Gauntlet event. Gauntlet is being re-released, is being re-envisioned. So they had a little tournament.
Yeah.
And it was Jesse Cox and I'm blanking on the 3 other people only because Jesse Cox was the one that was closest to the camera, and he's just there. And he wins this thing. It's like this WCW belt. He needs to melt that thing down, cash that in, and then he can just spend more money on booze and women. Because he would. He totally would. But yeah, there was a Gauntlet event. God, that is another. I hope that releases for the PC, but I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be a PS3, PS4, Xbox type console game. So I'll wait for Xbox.
Damn it, JonTron.
John. Love that dude. Love that dude.
He's caught so much shit the past few weeks.
Has he? I haven't even kept up on him. I've kind of been away from YouTube for like almost 7 months. Pretty much, Twitch has just sucked up my life for 7 months.
Well, and it's not just his YouTube videos. It's like just mostly his Twitter account, and it's just like, oh, why did you say that? Why did you post that comic?
Where am I following? Am I even following JonTron?
I can't. JonTron Show.
On my personal Twitter feed I am, but not on my. Okay, we're gonna take care of this right. John, you got another follower.
Jan, if you're watching, you got enough follower. Back to YouTube donations. Yep. We kind of went off on a rabbit hole. You have to have a Google Wallet merchant account.
Mm-hmm.
Which
a merchant account, not a personal use?
Not a personal account. It has to be a merchant account. So that means you're going to need actual tax identification numbers and... Yeah, it's a real business.
I mean, because before, if you were a nonprofit, they had like a nonprofit donation thing. There was like a little donate button. Yeah,
that was through Google Wallet. That's what I was going to sign our church up for, except they kind of discontinued the nonprofit side. There is another option out there. I forget what it is, but I wasn't interested because it wasn't integrated. But I mean, you have to have. I think you can still do nonprofit stuff through a merchant account, but you have to have your nonprofit tax ID number.
Yeah, your employment identification. You gotta have your EIN. Yeah, your EIN. Woof. Yes. If anyone gets that reference, tweet me at Coffee and Corkies. But I can see the legitimacy of a merchant account because you get people just donating out of the blue. How is that going to get tracked? If because it's considered extra it is income, outside income. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's people don't report that for garage sales because they happen, maybe once a year, and they might bring in $200.
Yeah, but like with this, the way it's set up is one person can. Where did it go? The maximum amount a person can donate is $500 per day, and the minimum amount is $1. So, like, you're not going to be getting $10,000 donation, or not really donations. Fan funding really is the better term for it.
Mm-hmm. Because it's funding the channel. If it's going to be YouTube, it's content creation. It's not just, if you simplify Twitch, is basically plug in and play and see if anyone stops by. YouTube is it's scripted.
Yeah.
So there is some work that goes into it.
It's maybe not scripted, but it is edited, or it should be edited.
Edited and formatted in some way.
And if it's not, it ought to be.
Should be. It's like...
It ought to be.
Over here on Twitch, this is where we have like the just
we
crazy, spontaneous fun.
We do it live.
Yeah.
If you guys don't like that, go to YouTube.
Oh wait, there might be some of them watching on YouTube.
Yes, if you're watching on YouTube, please leave a comment, like, favorite, and subscribe to this channel.
Oh, I had
spontaneity.
Spontaneity. Brought to you by Top Ramen. I happen to actually have what I call my toilet epiphanies, and I got to thinking that there needs to be a new, in the day and age of what we're currently facing right now as gamers, there ought to be a new term added to the common language spoken by us all. We've heard of troll. I'm thinking that we need to add worm, for the simple fact that earthworms, their entire life is they eat dirt and then they excrete dirt. I'm thinking that worms of the internet are the ones that eat up drama and spit out more drama.
Spit it back out. Yeah. That'd be
out the other end.
That'd be an interesting term.
And no one likes the minute you say worm, it's like it's already had connotation that dates back probably about 200 years. So
you're a worm.
Worm. I think it's even more. It's even more offensive than troll. I think troll is kind of like, it's hard, it's ugly, but worm is just, get it away. Unless you're an earthworm studier, then we're sorry.
We're playing Earthworm Jim.
Oh, speaking of Earthworm Jim, that was something else that I found on Amazon. Bought Double Helix Studios, which used to work on Earthworm Jim, and now have created the new Killer Instinct game. Oh, it's come full circle. I did it!
Amazon has acquired a lot of companies. I mean, I just did a search when I was doing my research earlier for Amazon acquisition or Amazon acquires. And it's like 5 big things came up, like IMBD and Comixology and Goodreads. And it's just like, they bought a lot of stuff here recently.
And think about it, they're like the biggest, one of the biggest merchants online. They've got to be able to catalog all that stuff. What is IMDb? A catalog of information and links. So is Goodreads. And so,
well, what's better than going through your Amazon Prime list or your Amazon Instant Video list and seeing, oh, well, this has rating whatever on IMDb. Well, I should probably check that out.
Yep.
Sure, why not? Sounds good to me.
We shall see what it holds for the future.
Yes. Okay. I think that just about wraps us up if we can keep from going on any more tangents. Yeah,
we're about 8 minutes over. That's not bad. Not bad for first official episode 1.
Yeah. Compared to last time, that's pretty good compared to last time.
Internet, forgive us. Last time we had problems.
Yes.
We had technical problems, but that's okay. That's what pilots are for, right? Pilot is pilot.
Yes, pilot is pilot. So what we're going to do is take a short ad break. The ads are for us. And, well, one of them will be for me eventually. I haven't fixed it yet. Kind of got home a little late. But if you are watching this on YouTube, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff, because that's how YouTube decides how to promote your video. So the more of that I get, all the more the better. We would appreciate it. Yes. And if you're on Twitch, be sure to follow me and follow Coffee and Corgis on her channel. And
at Twitch.tv Twitch.tv/Coffee and Corgis. It's right down there.
It says underneath it. And with that, if you are watching on YouTube, this is where it ends. And you can find the rest of it over on twitch.tv/Woofpickle, where we will be playing Portal 2 co-op.
Thus.
And cut to the ad roll, which I don't have hotkeys.